Welcome to the Intentional Attention ASMR channel. What you just saw at the beginning of this was my bumper. And the bumper is the little video part that happens before the real video kicks in. And my friend, ASMR Freak, would like to know how to create a bumper. So using a Macintosh computer, I'm going to show you how to create a bumper. The first place I went was called pexels.com. And as you can see, what I'm doing is I am typing into the search box vaporware. And I then hit the button labeled abstract. I reached out to ASMR Freak and asked her for some inspiration, and she said she liked vaporware. So I'm going to pexels.com, which is a free website, entering that search box, and then downloading the different types of videos that are there. Now, if you go there and you type in something and then you don't see the videos, move from the picture section to the video section. And so knowing ASMR Freak is quite an eclectic person, which is part of her appeal, I chose some very colorful videos that I'm going to use as the background. I'm then going to go into iMovie and show you how to create titles and transitions to these. So as you can tell, this is downloading, and the next step is going to be to open up iMovie. Okay, with iMovie open, select New Movie. And what this will do is this will create the palette for you to be able to create your bumper. Change the section on the left to My Movie, and then drag into that window the videos that you've downloaded. And they will go from that section up on top to the section below that says drag your clip into there. And that is going to be the timeline. That's where you're going to actually create the video. So you notice on the right hand side there is a preview window that shows that video moving. Now you remember I downloaded 3, but only 2 of them are there, so I had to wait for a second and move that one over to the My Media window. Now I chose this first one because often ASMR Freak will wear a purple shawl, and I thought this would really go really well with the clothing that she wears frequently in her videos. Now, the next component we're going to do is we're going to add a title to it. So I'm just kind of clicking around and seeing what titles might look like they might be interesting to check out. So I chose one called Gravity, and I moved that title right above the media that is below on the timeline. Then to add in our own text, click where it says 4.0s, that's 4 seconds, and that will be able to put in any type of text that you want. So for ASMR Freak, we are adding in her name of her channel. And because I want to give her enough slack to be able to play with, I'm going to change both the video itself and the title to 10 seconds. And as you can see, I'm mousing over it to be able to look and see what it kind of looks like before I sort of flatten it. And in this case, I liked the way that it looks, but I thought that the font needed to be a little bit more classy because she's a pretty classy person, and I appreciate that about her. So now I kind of know what I like. I'm going to look at this other one called Prism. I'm going to see if that's going to be any different here. And a lot of this is really just me just kind of playing around. And when you go to do your bumper for your channel, you will want to play around with this as much as you can to see the different fonts and the different styles and the different titles that are offered for your version of iMovie. And as I get something that I think is going to work, I'm going to now export it. So the way that I do that is I go up to the very top for File, and I choose Share. And after you choose Share, you choose File. And what this will do, will allow you to rename it. And I'm going to give her 3, so I'm going to name this ASMR Freak Bumper 1. And then when you hit Next, you choose where you're going to download it. So choose a place that you'll remember. And let it do its thing. Now you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner that there will be a little pie chart. And once that pie chart is fully filled in, that will mean that your video has been completed. Okay, great. Now we're on to the second bumper. So the second video I have pulled down to the timeline, and I'm going to get rid of the previous video that we had created. Now this one I downloaded because, again, it's very colorful. It sort of fits her personality and maybe a little bit of her quirkiness. And so I'm going to first put this at 10 seconds. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and go up to the titles section, and I'm going to go ahead and put a title on this of maybe something that's different. This one's called Gravity. This one looks pretty cool. Move that out to 10 seconds. Now, one thing that I didn't do before is I didn't add transitions. And I clicked on the transition button up on top and went to fade to black on both the top or the front section and the end section. So, and in the meantime, I added ASMR Freak to the text of the title. And so now I'm just kind of watching it, and it looks pretty cool with all that swirling candy type stuff there in the background. And I wanted to make sure that I used something that was not previously used. I think we used Gravity in the other one, so we're going to try this other one here. And this one is called Reveal. I thought this was a pretty cool one. And so now you'll notice that on the timeline, I'm only aligning it with the times before, or the times after and before the beginning and ending transition. And when I play this here, you'll see exactly what I mean. And of course, ASMR Freak is a very classy person, so we are changing it to a very classy font there for her. That looks pretty cool. Sort of fades in and out there. I did notice it was a little bit light, so I'm going to change that from sort of ultralight to regular. And I really like that one, so we're going to save this one. And again, that's File, Export, or I'm sorry, Share. Type in the name of the file that you want to share, hit Next, and that will take you to the location where you're going to download it. And then we'll let iMovie do its thing, and we'll come back for the third and final one. Okay, great. Now we're going to do this for the third bumper. And I'm dragging it from the clips area down to the timeline. I'm moving it from its original, 45 seconds down to 10 seconds. I'm then immediately going to add the fade to black transitions on the front and the back. And then I want to find something really awesome that really expresses ASMR Freak's kind of essence. And I ended up with one of my favorites, and it's actually called Chromatic. And the reason that I think this is one of my favorites is because, again, like ASMR Freak, it is a unique and interesting and very colorful title that we have for it. So what I do here is I actually type in the title of her channel. I then change the color by going to colors and then choosing black, because that's what I wanted to stand out against the very colorful orange and light background. And then I like it, and it moves very slow. My computer's kind of old, and probably not having a fun time with this particular section. But I make it a little bit bigger, and then I actually export it, and that is the third and final bumper for her to choose from. So now ASMR Freak has the ability to choose from multiple bumpers, multiple backgrounds, and multiple transitions, and multiple texts, and that sort of thing. So I hope that you found this how-to ASMR guide very helpful. I appreciate feedback and, of course, obviously subscriptions. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button now, and I hope you got value out of this. Thank you so much.